Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kyla. Today we're going to be doing another MLM fails. We're just going to be looking over a couple of clips and breaking it all down. Before we get into that, I do just want to talk about a book really quickly actually that I was sent by a subscriber. Her name is Joan. And she did send me the book for free, as well as I am being paid to review it. However, I just want to start out by saying I will always give you my honest opinion. Obviously, you guys can see that I have no issue being honest about things. The topics that we talk about aren't really easy to talk about all the time, and I definitely try to keep it as upfront as possible. So with that being said, yes, I am paid to review it. I do have to disclose that, and I would never not disclose that. Wouldn't that be funny though? Kind of ironic. But of course, I'm going to disclose that. However, if I genuinely really didn't like the idea of the product, I wouldn't have accepted it in the first place, or if I absolutely hated it, I would either tell you guys or I would have just sent it back. So if it isn't already obvious, I definitely did really enjoy this book. It's called Use Your Job. This is it here. This is a 90-day challenge. Obviously, I've not done it for 90 full days yet just because I didn't want to wait 90 days to review it, but I definitely have a really good sense for it already. And what it is basically is it's broken down into daily tasks, weekly tasks, things like that, to basically get your full potential out of your job. Not only that though, it's how to use your job to get what you want in your day-to-day life as well, which I think that's really cool because even if you're not in a job that you like totally love or want to stay there long term, this completely still applies to whatever it is you're doing. When I was doing the task myself, I applied it to both my regular job as well as YouTube, which is another job of mine. Obviously not all of the tasks I would say applied to YouTube, just because some of them have to do with like things that you might say to a colleague, whereas with YouTube, obviously, I film alone, I edit alone, so I don't really have colleagues, but I kind of found creative ways to do those tasks anyways, and then obviously I could also apply those to my regular job where I do have coworkers. And this is also really cool because there's a range of different tasks and habits that you build throughout the challenge. I really like that because it's not always the same thing, so it's not just taking one task and repeating it for 90 days. There's all different tasks. Some of them kind of build off of the last ones. Some of them are repeating, some of them are brand new ones each week. That's really what this is all about, is building those healthy habits that allow you to get the most out of your job and out of your daily life, whether you really love your job or even if you don't plan to stay there for too long. There is a lot of like small activities as well that work with kind of reframing your mindset and even just how you view yourself, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was really cool just because, again, even if you aren't in a job that you totally love or that you don't plan to be there long term, these are habits that are kind of going to change your day and your perception of yourself throughout whatever job you're in. So just to give you kind of an idea of what the inside looks like, I'm just gonna flip to a page here. I left mine blank. I've actually been writing all of my notes for it in my iPad. Oh, you can't even see that at all. Just because I want to be able to reuse this like a ton of times, and I'm like terrified of messing things up that I care about. I love this book a lot and I didn't want to write in it and mess it up. But you totally can write in it. There's tons of space, but here's just an example page. So we have some checklists. There's little blurbs here about what you're doing and like why you're doing it, basically. Little checklist of things you can do throughout the day. And then there's also like pages for notes throughout. And as well, which something I found really cool and I haven't seen this in a book before, is you can also do like an extra credit kind of reading if you want to, which sort of helps to answer questions. Like for me, one of the ones I really like, why should you try at your job? And that's a big one for me because I found whenever I was in jobs that I didn't really care about a lot, it was really hard for me to think of like, well, why should I care if I do well? Why should I give this my all? And something that was really cool that Joan talked about in her article about the why that I really resonated with was when she was saying that she was in a job and she felt like most of the like articles or readings that she was doing about why you should care about how well you do in your job were either for people who totally love their job and want to excel throughout the ranks in their job, or it was the opposite of saying, well, if you don't do well at your job, you get fired. But a lot of us know how not to get fired at a job, even if we don't like the job at all. It's pretty easy to do your regular tasks and just simply not get fired, but you're still not excelling. So I found it really cool because this book is all about how to get what you want in your life, which is really neat because even if you don't really care too much about the job, it kind of teaches you how building these healthy habits and excelling at what you're doing will help you in other aspects. And like I was saying, something really cool with the extra credit readings as well. Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent about one of the readings that I did that I really love, but it's like a QR code here. So you actually just scan that with your phone camera and it opens up the article, which is really cool because not only are you getting access to everything in the book, but there's also tons and tons of related readings and stuff if you kind of want to get even more from it. Journaling's really popular. I've always loved journaling too. And this is almost like a big journal that you can do each day with just little tasks, little reflections, writing your little notes in it. And I think that's awesome because building those healthy habits is super important no matter what field you're in. And of course, if you do it like how I did and you write your notes in your iPad, you can apply this to any job, or even if you get a new job, kind of just start from the beginning again. But that is everything I have to say about this lovely book. Thank you so much, Joan, for sending that my way. I absolutely love it. If you guys want to pick one up as well, the link is on the screen here now. It's just useyourjob.com, as well as a link down below, so you can easily access it down there. You will be supporting a supporter of mine and a fellow viewer of this channel when you do so. And honestly, this book is awesome, super affordable for everything you get and everything you can do with this. It's a great pick, and it would make a lovely gift as well, especially if you know someone who's just kind of starting out in the workforce. I think it'd be an awesome gift, maybe for the holidays coming up or anything like that, or if you just want to grab a copy for yourself. With all that being said, once again, thank you so much, Joan, for sending me that, and we will get into the reactions. What is going on? I feel like my camera has no color. What the freak? Okay, anyways, whatever. So I'm gonna pop the video up on the screen here now. It is a MLM rep responding to how she deals with hate. So let's get into that one.
Frequently, I get this same question over and over and over again, and I just came across something that kind of made me want to come on here and talk about it. So people always ask me, how do you deal with the hate? Because in network marketing, we do get a lot of hate from a lot of people, and it honestly makes me laugh because whatever, but this is how I deal with it. Anyone who is hating is not happy with themselves and their own life. Someone who is genuinely happy with themselves and what they're doing in life is never going to hate on anybody for anything. They're just not. Someone who is below you is going to try and drag you down. Someone who's better than you is never going to hate on you, is never going to try and bring you down. So remember that. Next time someone is hating, no, they are not happy with themselves and they're projecting onto you. That's how I deal with it. I laugh it off because haters ain't shit, they are fans. One more thing, if you come across social media that someone posted and it's negative and they're kind of hating on what you do, just know they're only doing it for validation to make themselves feel better. That's it. They're looking for more negative people to join the negative club. Like, it's sad. It's really sad. Like, when I'm scrolling on TikTok and I see these girls bringing down other girls and they're hating, they're just trying to make themselves feel better. And I'm like, girl, I am praying for you to find happiness and a passion of your own, because to bring other women down for what they're doing and what makes them happy is so sad. It really hurts my heart because I'm like, damn, you must be really sad with yourself. It makes me sad. I want everyone to be really happy and passionate about what they're doing, and I know for sure that happy people don't hate. So that's my little rant of the day.
Okay. So I'm sure you all know what I'm gonna say, but first of all, it depends what you're classing as hate, because if what she's referring to as hate is just people bringing awareness to the fact that the company that she works for is wrong, obviously that's a little bit different. Now, I will agree that someone who's genuinely being a hater, like just being nasty and mean for no reason, not bringing any education, not bringing any value, just pulling someone apart, say they're criticizing someone's looks or making fun of them or mocking them or anything like that, I will agree that someone who would do that probably isn't happy with themselves. However, there is a big difference between doing that and simply critiquing or bringing valid criticism to what someone's doing. You're not picking apart who they are in doing that. What you're doing is bringing awareness and valid criticism to what they're doing. And what I mean by that is more so like, to me, MLMs are a scam. Point blank period, they are a scam. Because really when you look at it, they're pyramid schemes. They are no different, and pyramid schemes are scams. Now, are there legal loopholes that they can get through to kind of keep afloat for a while? Yes, but that doesn't mean that it's not wrong. And I'm allowed to see an issue in what someone else is doing. And this kind of falls into the whole like toxic positivity mindset of basically dismissing any valid criticism as hate and acting like you're above that. When really, if you think what you're doing is okay, you should have a valid response to valid criticism. Also, like, to be completely honest, most times when I see people actually hating and being rude or speaking in a really negative way about someone else, it's always the MLMers speaking about anti-MLMers. Like obviously it might be partially just like who I follow and my experience with what I'm more exposed to. Like if an MLMer is being extreme and hateful, that's probably gonna come up on my feed because I follow a lot of anti-MLM creators. But I always find that they're the first to just jump down someone's throat. They're the first to call it hate. They're the first to call people stupid for not doing what they're doing, or name call or make fun of people who quit the business or whatever. But that's fine. But yet if someone's actually critiquing what they're doing or bringing up valid concerns, they never have an answer for that. I'll leave that one there and we can move on to the next one.
Okay, let's have another chat, shall we? So many people hate on network marketing because they believe that only the people at the top make all the money. It's just simply not true. And what makes me laugh when people say that is, think about your typical corporate America job, right? You know, you have your entry-level employees, you have the people in between, you have the people who are, you know, your CEO, your president, your vice president, whatever, right? The people, you know, that come in at the entry-level position will most likely never be the CEO of that company, ever. But your CEO is making pretty much all the money, right? And, you know, nobody ever questions that. Nobody's ever like, oh, you know, corporate America's... Never have I ever heard from someone. Okay,
I'm gonna pause there before we move on to the next slide. But obviously there's a few very glaring issues. First of all, of course, she said network marketing gets hate again. I think this is the same girl, but I'm honestly not entirely sure. She does have the same necklace though, so I'm pretty sure it's the same girl. But for her to say that your entry-level employees are never going to be the CEO, well, yeah, like they could be, but it is extremely unlikely. I'm not going to deny that fact. The entry-level employees are still being paid. Whereas in network marketing or in MLMs, you have 90% of people at the bottom level who are losing money or not making anything, let alone even just like a little bit of money. Like they're barely making anything, not a livable income. Whereas in a corporate job, your entry-level employees are making a livable wage. They do have the opportunity to move up. I know in my work experience that I've had, when I worked at a corporate office 9-to-5 job, that was where I had the most opportunity to grow. I got the biggest raise after just 1 year being there in any other company that I've been with. And the benefits far outweighed the little bit of extra I could have made at a different job, because I had a huge like health benefits. I had paid vacation rate from the beginning. I had paid sick time if I needed it, personal days, the option for like if I needed to take a medical leave for any reason, anything like that, I was covered. And while yes, I was entry level, I was still making a livable wage. In fact, I was getting paid like pretty much the best of any job that I've had. So for them to like kind of compare and say that your entry level employees are never going to be the CEO. And I don't know what it is with MLMers not understanding or just completely blatantly ignoring the fact that all of their MLMs have actual CEOs and corporate offices working for the company. So there's a direct sales portion, but that doesn't take away from this bubble over here of corporate, because there is corporate in MLMs. There's someone who does marketing, there's someone who figures out products, there's someone who does pricing, there's a CEO. There's all kinds of tiers of people up here that are all being paid and working for the company. You can get to the very top tier of being a Monat market partner and still you're not the CEO. Are you the top of your downline, of your little pyramid? Yes, but you're still not the CEO. You will never become the CEO through just the direct sales portion. And once again, like she was saying too, that the person at the top is the one that makes all the money. Duh, same with MLMs. It's literally the same with MLMs. The CEO at the top is making more based on all the people that they recruit. So while yeah, she might make more money if she recruits more people, the CEO makes money for every single person that she recruits. The CEO made money when she joined before she even had a downline. The CEO is making money off of her sales, off of all the people under her sales, off of every single person that buys something in Monat. The CEO is making money off of that, because the better the company does, the better the owner does. That's just obvious, and I don't know why they seem to never address the fact that their MLMs have CEOs. Like, it's not difficult information to find. Anyways, that was a bit of a rant. Obviously, I'm sure you guys get what I'm saying, so I'll move on to the next slide because we're not done with this video yet. But I just find that really interesting how whenever they rip on 9-to-5 jobs and they say that you as an entry level will never be the CEO, but it's like, hello, Monat has a CEO too, and you're not ever gonna be it. Anyways.
Who hates on network marketing calling corporate America a scam. But they're also not complaining about their boss treating them like shit and also making all the money while they're waiting an entire year for a 10-cent raise. Mind-blowing. Whereas in network marketing, which I am extremely passionate about and stand behind wholeheartedly, everyone comes into this at equal level playing field. Everyone. And everyone has equal opportunity to get to the very top rank, senior executive director. So
okay, I have to pause it there before I even finish this clip. But like, again, first of all, everyone comes in at equal level playing field. Okay, yeah, that's the same as a corporate job. If there's a couple people hired as, say, intern, or if there's a couple people hired, like, again, I'm just kind of using my experience, which was in a call center. There was a class of 40 of us who we all were hired on together. We were in the same training group and everything. And we all had equal opportunity to move up to different positions. Some people did, some people didn't. Like, that's the same in any job. And again, her saying that you get to move up to the highest level, being senior executive director, once again, that's the highest level up here. But the CEO is up here of Monat. So yeah, obviously it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. She's kind of just blatantly ignoring it. She's saying that corporate is a scam and these people don't realize that it's a scam because they're waiting all year for a 10-cent raise. But let's not forget that the 364 other days in the year, aside from their evaluation where they may or may not get a raise, they're making a paycheck for those days. They're getting paid. Whereas in Monat, the whole bottom level of people who have equal opportunity are also being paid an equal $0 paycheck until they start recruiting people, or if they can't, then they just never make money. I wish that there would be an MLMer that would actually talk about that, because I think that it's kind of shady that they never bring it up. They never talk about the fact that there is still a CEO of Monat. They just act like it's not true or something. So I would love to see one of them actually discuss that, or maybe instead of comparing the fact that corporate employees are possibly waiting for a 10-cent raise, which again, like, you don't know that. When I worked at a corporate job, like I said, I got the best raise ever after only being there a year, and it was definitely more than 10 cents. And it's bold of her also to assume that everyone in a corporate job like hates their boss, or that their boss treats them like crap, or that they don't care about their boss or their job, when that's just not true.
So, the people who are at senior executive director right now came into this business at an equal level playing field as you would be when joining this company. So, you are not at an equal level playing field as the CEO of your company, and you will probably never be the CEO of that company, even though it would be really cool. Like, the chances are just slim to none. So, next time you want to call what I do, who hates on network marketing, calling a pyramid scheme because the people at the top make all the money, have a conversation with your boss and ask them if you ever have the chance to make the amount of money they're making in that company, because I doubt you'll like their answer. So, let's stop hating on things that are different because you don't see yourself doing it. That's fine. If you don't see yourself in network marketing, that is okay. I'm not going to sit here and beg you to join my business, but I'm also, never seeing myself working in corporate America, sitting at a desk from 9 to 5. That's not for me. And if network marketing is for you, that's okay. I'm never going to hate on you for what you're doing, so don't hate on me for what I'm doing. Okay? That is another TED Talk.
So just to address the last clip about that, obviously towards the end there, once again, she brought up the whole CEO thing and said to ask your boss if you'll ever make the same amount as them. Now, obviously, every job is different. Every job with the amount of positions they have is different. So obviously, like, if you only have one manager and that manager's been there forever and has no plans of like leaving or moving to a different position, the chances of you getting that job are obviously like a little bit more slim. But that doesn't mean there isn't different paths that you can take. Most companies hire internally first because they prefer someone who knows the company and like how it works. But even, again, to talk about my experience in a call center, we all had like team leaders who would have been considered our manager just because it was a pretty big like office and there's a lot of people. And honestly, like, the path to become that wasn't that hard. Like, it required time, it required experience doing the entry-level job first, obviously, but it was not completely impossible. It was very attainable. And once again, I will say it a million times over, but even the entry-level employees who weren't at that management position, who may never even achieve that management position, are being paid. And that is a huge thing. Of course, she brought up the CEO thing again, saying that, you know, people in her company who are at the top started at the bottom, whereas you'll never be the CEO. And I don't get it. I would love to understand if you guys have ever seen any MLMer actually address the fact that their MLM has a CEO that's not even in the market partner sphere. Please link it down below or send it to me on Instagram, because honestly, I have never seen any of them actually admit or acknowledge the fact that their MLM has a CEO, which I just find really weird. And then of course, again, towards the end, she said, I'm not hating on you. If you don't want to do network marketing, that's fine. I could never see myself doing a 9-to-5. And just like her tone, obviously surrounding that, was very negative. It was very clear that she was trying to put down 9-to-5s with that one by saying, oh, I could never see myself doing that. Just a change in her voice. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but to me, it kind of stuck out. And that's fine. Like, you don't have to. I ideally would love to be able to do YouTube as like my main source of income, which is not a regular 9-to-5. You know, I wouldn't have benefit. There's a lot of things I wouldn't have through doing that, and that's fine because that's my choice. But for her to be like, I wouldn't judge you for not wanting to do it, well, you kind of just did though. And then she's saying, I'm not going to beg you to sign up, and that's fine. Maybe she's in a position where she has convinced enough people to sign up under her that she's kind of making residual income and doesn't have to resort to begging people to sign up. But the people at the bottom who, let's say you've been in your MLM for a couple months and haven't made any pay, if you're not working, you are going to have to beg people to sign up, because a few months without income would be really rough. And sometimes it leads to the point where you have to basically beg people to sign up just so that you can make a little bit of a paycheck, which is really unfortunate. And it sucks to see people like struggle through that. I know at the beginning of me being in Beachbody, it was a huge struggle for me. I didn't really reach out to a lot of people because honestly, I felt so awkward and uncomfortable. I've talked about that before. But there was tons of people who had to basically beg people to sign up or had to pay for their family member starter kits and like put their family under them just so that they could have someone on their downline. So yeah, that's that on that one. We'll move on to the next video. This is one that you might have seen a couple people react to already, but I wanted to put it in anyways just because I think it's super interesting.
There we go. There's a little bit more. I wanted to talk about something. So today it came to my attention that there was 2 people on the internet who I guess took some of my content and they don't like me. They don't like me, God forbid. And they posted some of my content on their social media, kind of like making fun of me or whatever, saying things.
So we're like less than a minute in, but I can't deal with when they kind of imply like, oh, these people took my content and I guess they don't like me. Like they're giggling at it. Oh my God, like just spare me. None of us really care about who is saying it. I mean, yeah, are there probably people out there who might hate on her? I mean, I don't know this person at all, but if she has like a large following, unfortunately it's pretty inevitable just because that's kind of what happens with it. Just like YouTubers with huge followings, like they get hate comments and stuff all the time. So I'm not gonna say she doesn't get any hate, but I can guarantee that everyone I've seen share this video, whether it's an Instagram page or a YouTuber, no one has said anything personal about her, period. As well as to say they took her content. If you upload it, it's fair use if it's being used for commentary purposes. If she ever happens to stumble across this video, she probably won't because I'm a pretty small creator, but if you do, hi, I don't hate you. It's really not that deep.
Things that they wanted to say that they thought that they were legitimized to say. So here's what I want to say. Bad at multitasking, so I'm just going to say this and then I'll finish my hair. So yeah, this morning there was 2 people who were in my DMs like, Erica, did you see that so-and-so said this about you? I'm like, who's so-and-so? Literally like nobody to me, you know? And that's the thing, like there's going to always be a chance that when you put yourself out there, when you go after something and when you go and try to better your life, there's going to be people who are committed to misunderstanding you. And there's always going to be people who have something to say, right? And so what I've learned, and this year more than ever, I've learned that I put the things that people say good about me and the people say bad about me in the same category. They really don't really hold that much weight about me or for me or to me, because it doesn't determine who I am, the decisions that I make every single day. Whether people praise me or whether they want to demonize me, it doesn't matter to me. It's like, that's fine. Because what I've realized is that anytime someone wants to criticize you without actually trying to understand you, they're just showing you who they are. It has nothing to do with who you are, but they're showing you their true character. As soon as someone does that, they purposely, slander you or whatever, you have to put them, this is what I do. I put them in a little box over here. And guess what that box is? Opinions I don't care about.
Okay, I'm gonna pause right there quick again. I will say I do agree with what she said. And if you are someone who's putting yourself out there, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, really anywhere where you're in the public eye at all, and you could be subject to comments like that, I do agree with what she said actually about putting opinions that people say good about you and bad about you kind of in the same category and not letting it weigh on who you are. I will say I think that's a really good way to do it, especially where she said that like opinions that people say good about her also don't impact who she is. And it is important to recognize that, because obviously we see a lot of creators get like praised for doing things that maybe aren't the best, or especially creators that get like really popular, they get away with a lot of shit and they probably shouldn't. So putting those opinions of people who like you and don't like you, that you don't know, you have no personal affiliation with them, into the same box is good advice. However, obviously, again, I will say that there's a big difference between responding to hate and responding to criticism. Hate doesn't deserve a response. Hate doesn't warrant a response. However, valid criticism sometimes does. I mean, obviously it's up to her if she decides to respond to the questions, comments, and concerns or not. I'm never going to say she has to, because no one has to talk about anything they don't want to. That's the beauty of having your own social account and your own platform. But also, she doesn't actually answer anything they've said. Now, we do have about a minute and a half left, but I find that's one thing with these MLMers is they don't ever say, here's what was said about me, let me answer what was said. It's always just, oh, that's a hater, I don't have to answer that, and let me tell you why I don't. And then I feel like they also try to seem like they're so, famous or special with something, saying, oh, did you see what so-and-so said to you? Who's so-and-so? No one to me. I don't know who she is either. Like, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep.
I don't care. And you have to get to that place in your life when you realize that the things that people are saying about you when they don't know you have nothing to do with you. And it just shows the true character of their heart and where they're at. And to me, that's a really sad thing. I truly believe that people who spend their time and their life being addicted to drama, addicted to gossip, and wanting to speak badly about other people, I truly believe it's a form of a mental disorder. I truly do. And it's sad. It's people who are stuck in their own, dysfunction and not willing to deal with their own trauma, because it's never about you. And I want to give anyone who's afraid to speak up a big fat permission slip to stop caring so much about what other people think. Why are you going to care what someone with a form of mental illness says about you?
Holy shit. Okay, I just have to pause there. Again, I don't know this person. I don't know what her credentials are, but you can't just diagnose someone like that to like project onto them that they have trauma, and that's why they're critiquing what you're doing is because of their trauma. Oh my god. Obviously she's just trying to completely devalue what anyone says, not even about her, but I feel like just about the MLM in general. It's never personal. So to say that these people who are addicted to drama and gossip, it's not drama or gossip. In fact, we're just taking what you said and critiquing it, asking questions about it, commenting on it, and that's it. Like, would you say that any YouTuber who makes a commentary video about current drama that's going on is mentally ill? No. First of all, you're in no place to do that. Second of all, how disgusting to basically talk down about mental illness in that way. To boil it down to something so insignificant as drama that you're worked up about for whatever reason is kind of unfair in my opinion. Mental illness is so much deeper than that, and it doesn't make you a bad person. Tons of people, in fact, I would say probably more people than not, suffer with some type of mental illness. Don't say that people are just projecting their trauma. You don't know that. You don't know what anyone's been through. And someone talking about you, even if they are talking complete crap about you, it doesn't signify mental illness. So let's just not even go there. Anyways, sorry to kind of pop off there, but I really can't stand when people try to bring mental illness into it and not only talk down about people with mental illnesses, but also to try to say that anyone who has valid criticism about what she's saying is mentally ill. I just can't with that.
Someone who clearly has instability, someone who clearly is not happy with their life, someone who clearly, is poorly choosing how to spend their time. Why? You definitely have to create a lot of mental toughness to be able to see that and let it roll off your back. But the more that you just like tell your mind that this is not about you, that the projections that you're receiving are just a reflection of their own inner bullshit and inner turmoil, the more free that you'll become. And it's amazing to...
Okay. So that's the whole video. I think I pretty much said what I have to say about that. I mean, it sucks because some of what she was saying, like she had me in the first half, she really did, where she was saying that, you know, not to worry about what other people say about you. I mean, in some ways that can be good advice, but at the same time, if you choose to put yourself in the public eye and you choose to say things that you know people aren't going to like, you have to kind of accept that people are going to criticize that or are going to talk about it. And it's not a love of drama that makes people talk about it. It's pointing out the inconsistencies and pointing out what's wrong in what you're saying. And instead of writing all of it off as just mental illness, how about you actually take some accountability for what you might have said that people are commenting on and tell us why we're wrong? Because if it's so incorrect and so wrong, it should be pretty easy to just say, this is what's said about me, this is why it's incorrect. Instead of saying, people have been saying stuff about me, not telling us what they've said, because obviously you're probably not wanting to admit what they've said is true. So instead you say, people are hating on me, they're mentally ill. Their followers are only seeing one side of it, which is very convenient for them because they're able to paint this picture of, oh, these mentally unstable, drama-hungry people are hating on me and ripping on me, and I'm just gonna be the bigger person and not let it impact me. When really, oftentimes it is valid criticism that they don't want to address, and it's easier to just write it all off as hate. With that being said, we can move on to the next one. The next one is just a post that I'm gonna read. I'll have it up here in case you wanna like pause and read it for yourself. It says, are you a hairstylist freaking out about more shutdowns happening because of the situation? Is your only way to make money and pay your bills behind the chair? I need all hairstylists that follow me to listen. I sacrificed my reputation to build the empire I have now. Was it scary as hell? Yep. Did I let those who didn't support my decision of stepping away behind the chair and doing hair when I wanted to affect my dreams and livelihood? Nope. First of all, the way that this is written out is just a disaster, like with things being separated like that. Anyways, if I did, I wouldn't be where I am today. I want to give all hairstylists hope that there is so much more out there than just doing hair. If I can do it, so can you. Sorry I'm reading it like that. It's just every like second or third word basically is capitalized, and I think it looks really funny. For the first 10 hairstylists to DM me right now, I'm doing my biggest offer of the year. Message me and we can chat. I want to help you collect 7 paychecks before Christmas. So obviously this is a bit of a smaller post, but it is disgusting nonetheless. It really sucks to take advantage of people who are genuinely worried about losing their source of income and try to recruit them into your business and say, do you want to earn 7 checks before Christmas? Well, they're probably not going to be able to earn 7 checks, or if they do, they're going to be like $2 each, which is less than they would probably make. As well, they're going to spend money signing up, which is money that they possibly would need to keep in savings in case something did happen where they aren't able to continue making money in the way that they do. So I think this is really disgusting. Also, even just the way that she said, like, there's so much more out there than just doing hair. Like, we kind of need hairstylists. It sounds like she was a hairstylist in the past. So how dare you like talk down on a job that you used to do that a lot of people love doing and work hard to be in the position where they are and to build a clientele as a hairstylist. I just think that's really a crappy thing to do, honestly. Let me know what you guys think down below. Obviously this is a little bit of a smaller one. I don't have a whole lot to say about it because I feel like it's pretty obvious what's wrong with this. But let me know what you think of that. Okay, and here's just a little short clip I'm also gonna react to. I'll pop it up here.
Why this isn't working for you. You have not taken the cannonball into the pool of Monat and given it your freaking all. Sorry, but it's true, okay? You guys, this is a gift. The facts that why.
Okay, so this is a very short clip. It's just like a 15-second clip, but this is clearly a like upline, whatever, in a Zoom call, it looks like, basically berating her team members, saying that the reason why it's not working for them is because they haven't done it and that this is a gift. So why aren't you doing well? And I just find that attitude really gross, like to say, oh, this is a gift, and if you're not doing well, you haven't tried, you haven't given it your all, you haven't taken a cannonball into the pool of Monat. Like, I'm good. I really would not want to. Yeah, I just think that's really interesting. It's kind of like a very brief, small look at kind of behind closed doors what it's like to be on a team Because personally, if I wasn't making any money and then I had to sit through a call where someone was talking to me like that, I would be out the door. Obviously, I was in Beachbody. Our team calls were a little bit similar to this. My upline personally was never as like aggressive as this. She could be at times, but like never quite to this level, or definitely not like on a call, maybe more so like in our group message saying like, oh, you guys have to work harder. Like, why has no one checked in on their thing? Why has no one done XYZ? But I don't know, I just find the attitude really disgusting to say, well, this is a gift. It's not really a gift when you have to pay to sell the products. Like, what have you been gifted in that situation? What gift have you received? You paid to do it. So it's really not a gift at all. I know she's saying a gift in the sense of like a luxury. It's like a great thing you get to do. But once again though, if you're paying to do something, yeah, obviously you get to do it. You paid to be in the position you're in. So yeah. So the last video that I'm going to react to is actually by a TikToker, although I'm sure she does like other stuff too. She's doing really well on TikTok though, and her name is Alex Platt. She's hilarious. She's talking about why she left Monat. Now she has a 10-part series, but I'm just gonna react to one part that I saw on Instagram. If you wanna see the rest, so definitely check out her TikTok. I'll link it down below because she's honestly hilarious and she seems so sweet. But I'll just play it here for you. It's pretty funny.
Part 9, I'm going to talk about market partners. So I started off as a market partner, right? I was told, right, if you do this, this and this, you'll get this bonus. If you do this, this and this, you'll get this bonus. I was like, oh my God, sick. I'm going to make 500 quid in a month. But the problem is that who's going to buy that for £120? Nobody. And the mentor was like, you need to keep pushing, you need to keep pushing, you need to keep pushing. Get girls to sign up, that's how you're going to make the money. She told me I was going to make this money back in a week. I've not made a penny. I've lost £200 doing this. But I would rather lose the £200 than try and convince people that this is good. Anyway, I said to her, I says, look, I am a famous TikToker now and I will not be seen as part of a pyramid scheme. No, ma'am. It's ruining my reputation. And she was like, ha ha ha, excuse me, that's ridiculous. Ruining your reputation. How? And I was like, because I hate messaging people being like, hi babe, I've got such a great business opportunity for you. I don't want to be one of them girls. Part 10 coming soon.
So I love what she said there. I mean, obviously, first of all, again, like I said, she's funny and she's so cute, but it's so true what she said. Like, they make it sound so easy, like telling her all you have to do is this, this, and this, or this, and this, and you'll make this bonus, you'll make $500, you'll make the money back you spent on that in a week. And like Alex said, she didn't make any money. She lost $200. And the reason for that is it's awkward and difficult to message people, first of all. And on top of that, like she said, who wants to buy that little serum or whatever for $120? No one, because the products don't have a good enough reputation to warrant their price tag. But that was a really good video. She does have a ton up on her TikTok, so go check her out. I'll link her down below. But that's all I had for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, go check out Use Your Job, link down below, and you can pick up a copy for yourself. You can pick up a physical copy just like this one, or you can also get it on a Kindle. But if you pick it up, let me know your thoughts, tag me in pictures on Instagram. Once again, I'll pop my Instagram up on the screen here, and hit that subscribe down below if you're not already subscribed. I would love to have you join my channel. I'm hoping we can hit 2K subscribers pretty soon. We're almost there. All of your support means the world to me, and thank you so much for watching this one. I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.